All right, have and have not fans. We're talking about the candy cane, which will probably be snapped by the feds. Scott and Kyle are now conspiring to potentially make it seem like Candace will take her own life due to the distraught of losing Charles on federal property in order for them to be able to clean up the mess. So, yeah, it's getting real. I will admit this was like the first moment of the mid-season finale that had me going, oh damn. I mean, well, aside from when Benny pulled up in the tow truck, I will admit that was pretty cool. But in terms of like pure shock, I'm like, oh, now we're finally getting somewhere. Too bad we only have like 15 minutes left in the episode for me to give a damn. But yeah, Scott and Kyle will be working to get things done due to the fact, Kyle's kind of like worried about the fact that Conley is going to be doing an investigation. So Scott, make sure our tracks are covered, even though all of our dirty dealings, you should have made sure everything was already covered. So Candace Young being like the last factor in regards to their entire run in office being, squeaky clean, he wanted to get rid of her once and for all. And I kind of went into this in my episode review about how Candace wished death on her mother after Quincy Jr. had been killed, and how she would be in a grave and she could spit on it and whatnot, but then Hannah flipped it on her like, you're going to end up being killed by these people you made enemies of, and they're going to be looking down at your unmarked grave, so you just spoke your own fate into existence. And with Candace going back to her old ways, and like I said before, even though she turned over a new leaf, that does not mean her old enemies are going anywhere. So how exactly will this happen? I mean, there are just so many factors to go into this. I feel like Landon might unintentionally get Candace involved in this because of the fact that he's trying to get them back together. But with Candace seemingly going, what did she say? I don't know, maybe I'll go to LA or I'll go to New York or something like that. So she plans on starting over, but I don't know how far that's going to go. Will Charles/Landon catch her before she decides to leave, or what exactly is going to happen? So to be completely honest, I don't mean to sound, disappoint anyone, because this is a big thing to talk about. Since we don't have a trailer for the upcoming episodes and the show isn't coming back until this fall, and we don't have any episode synopsis, all we got are titles, there's really not much for me to really talk about. I mean, we have to think about how in the world would Candace get back on federal property. That would only happen if her and Charles get reacquainted. That's honestly the only way I can see that happening. And if it wasn't apparent, oh, she decided to take her own life, that would have to be done, I'm thinking, through something subtle, like maybe her food or something along those lines being tainted and then it being turned into a federal investigation because somebody decided to take her out because nobody wanted that kind of person in the White House. But this could go back to my long-running theory about the Malones killing Charles. But then again, that theory might be debunked because Charles might get assassinated unknowingly because somebody will end up taking the quote-unquote bullet for Candace, whether it be actual bullet or food that's tainted with or something along those lines, or an overdose. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but given the fact that these are the feds, and I can't say that they're completely competent, but plot convenience, I feel like when it comes to federal property, again, all I can think about is her and Charles getting back together. So on the bright side, for people who say Charles and Candace should get together, from a story perspective based off this new plot line, I see them meeting up at some point. But in terms of them staying together, one of them probably going to die. That's all I got to say on that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How exactly do you think Scott and Kyle will orchestrate this death? Do you think they'll be successful? Honestly, I don't think so. But then again, for Candace to be killed off, that would actually lead to a very interesting plot. But I don't know, because some people are speculating Tika Sumpter is leaving the show. To be honest, I have heard nothing from behind the scenes. Yes, she is doing very well. Mixed Dish just wrapped up season 1 filming, I believe. The Sonic film grossed over $100 million. Tika Sumpter is doing her thing. That goes for a number of other cast members doing their own projects. So keep in mind, though, that they only go to Atlanta for like maybe a month or less to knock out the haves and the have-nots. And then at some point during the year, they meet up again for promo sessions. So don't think that just because these cast members are off doing various things that they are not on the haves and the have-nots anymore. Just keep that in mind. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's try to go for 45 likes at a minimum. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below.